Hey, what is up, everybody? You're listening to another episode of Perfection Unfolding with me, your host, Cara G. What the heck is up? All my people watching on YouTube, I actually have my brand new earrings of the summer, my little Fruity Palm daisy chain earrings. Shout out Fruity Palms. She's a Latina-owned business out of San Antonio. Find her on Instagram. She's amazing, and she makes really funny memes. But welcome. If you've never been here before, this is the podcast dedicated to asking the big questions, discussing the messy middle of life. I give you updates, I give you tools about relationship. I'm technically a holistic coach. That just means like mind, body, spirit, all the different realms. I like to look at things from a holistic perspective. If you've been here, you already know what it is. I love you so much. If you're watching on YouTube, you're my favorite. But the real question we need to get at is like, did you miss me? I missed last week. Do you forgive me? I'm just a girl. For those of you who may not know, I have been training and as part of this dance program in the DFW area for a little over 9 months, or maybe a little under 9 months. So I started in August and my season just finished because I competed to cap off the season. We competed in World of Dance Dallas, which if you're not familiar with the World of Dance brand, it's like the competition for dancers of all shapes, sizes, ages, to come together and compete for pretty prestigious like championship. So here in the Dallas branch of this competition happened last Saturday, and that was kind of like what I consider my graduation ceremony from my rookie year on the team. And it started with the training season in the fall, and it ended with the World of Dance kind of season in the spring. So last week, I was busy as hell, to say the least. Like, I think I calculated like 30 plus hours of rehearsal being with those girls. Wouldn't trade it for the world, but it made me realize like I can only do what I can do, and I had to hold space and grace for myself. And just the podcast slipped. It slipped in my fingers. My coach said to me once that her mom said to her, you know, when we talk about balance, we think, oh, we just have to figure out how to hold everything up all at once and figure out how to make it happen. And she said, but a better analogy that makes more sense is that everything in your life is a series of balls that you juggle around. And I hate to say balls and juggle in the same sentence, but whatever. But some of those things in your life are rubber balls and some of them are glass. Or you can use plates too. It could literally be anything, any kind of thing that you're trying to carry. She's like, and sometimes when you're juggling, like if you drop the glass, it's going to shatter, right? So that's the stuff that's most important. But then there's other things in your life that are made out of rubber and you can let them bounce and they'll come right back up, And I loved that analogy. I never heard it before. And I reflect back on this past week and how this, as much as I love my podcast and as much as I want to be showing up for it, is a rubber ball. And I knew that last week, the World of Dance practices were my glass ones. And I couldn't just drop those because I worked 9 months to to be a part of a team to bring this vision to life. And it wasn't for nothing because I'm officially a World of Dance champion. Yeah. Team Athena won first. And this isn't just their first win. This is their fourth first place win. And between last year and this year, last year they scored a 99.6 out of 100. So that's how good the set was. The routine was last year. And this year we earned a 98.5. So we didn't beat our own score from last year, but we beat the other teams by like 6 points. So that was really special. And so I took last week off to do that. And that was a big bucket list item for me, if I'm being totally honest. And I know you guys come here to hear about, self-help and tools that help you in life. But I think another big piece of the puzzle for me is to be an example, right? And not that I have everything figured out, and not that I think that I know what the hell I'm talking about most of the time, but I'm just want to share my experience selfishly and with the hopes that maybe it helps you feel like you can do something similar or gives you permission to be yourself, gives you permission to drop some of those rubber balls and see if they bounce back up. Um, and also just to show what it looks like to be a 30, well, I'll be 30 in 2 weeks, but to be a 30 something, 20 something who is working full time, who still has these passions that they want to go after. And so that's exactly what I'm doing. And I want to share that because it's really important to me. Like I spent in one of my life updates, like winning World of Dance Dallas, huge milestone for me. But it wasn't even as I was leaving the venue, walking to the car with my mom and my childhood best friend. Shout out Praja, shout out Sue. Um, all day, like the competition, it was cool. It was really cool. It was a really cool experience. But all day, I was just like chilling. Everything was kind of, I was trying to be present, but everything was just moving so fast. My teammates were nervous and I started getting a little bit nervous literally like minutes before we performed. But that's normal for me. Like I don't really get nerves like that because I don't really think about all the bad things that could happen. And that's really what makes you anxious about things is when you think about worst case. And I just don't really do that anymore. Um, but what got me emotional, like we had won the awards, we had jumped up and down, we had taken our group photo, we had taken all the photos with the trophy and we were celebrating and we were dancing and we were like, ah. But what got me was at the end of the night walking to the car, it hit me like just how much time and sweat and dedication and effort I had put into being a part of making that moment happen on stage. Of it wasn't even the performance. Like the performance was cool. Like I've performed a million times like at this point in my life. But it was I started crashing out and crying at how proud I was of how I showed up consistently for 9 months to do this thing that back in August I wrote out on a piece of paper that I was going to do. And so that's what I want to get into today, like the topic of effort, the topic of pursuing excellence and how sometimes we misconstrue excellence with perfectionism, and also how you can write your own future in that you can do whatever you want. Like as a person with free will, like we forget that we can just make shit up. Like we could just do whatever we want because we decided to that day. I decided back in August that I wanted to be on a dance team so that I could win World of Dance Dallas. So I found the dance team who's been winning. I auditioned for the team without dancing for years before that. Literally, my first class back was the day before auditions. And I just went for it because I'm like, if I don't do this now, like or if I continue to put this off, it's just going to disappoint me. And the one thing I'm trying not to do with my life is to live with any regret. And it's like, and even if I fail, at least I could say I tried, you know? And so I basically, what brought on this concept of like effort and kind of an excellence and legacy is it came up as as I've been reflecting on my time on this dance team. And my time on this dance team it's kind of an analogy for life for me. Like I proved to myself a lot of things being part of this team. That I still got it. Okay. Like I still, even though I've been running away from dance majority of my life, I've been trying to find ways to shake it off and to get rid of it and to make it and to like pursue other things like photography and graphic design and video editing. At my core, I'm a dancer. And she keeps following me around because that's my bestie. Like she's my shadow and my light. And every time I I pursue dancing in some way, shape, or form, my life just makes more sense. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why as soon as I started dancing again, my career started clicking into place. I don't know why when I started dancing again, like the clarity in my relationships started to come to the forefront. But it just does. That is just the thing. That is my thing. Like I've been dancing since I was a small child, like 5 years old in ballet class, and I've been a part of teams my entire life. And in college, I stopped dancing because being a part of a team kind of put a bad taste in my mouth for dance. And so I thought, okay, well, I don't dance anymore, so I'm not a dancer. And and this experience has just proven that, girl, you can run, but you can't hide. And you can try, but you're gonna fail because dancing is literally what I'm made of. Like, but in the last 2 months, just being on this team, practicing and preparing for World of Dance, like I've taken on 3 new clients as a dance instructor, teaching hip hop private sessions. I had a session for these 2 people who were getting married for their first dance. I've had a salsa student for a couple sessions, like things I never really anticipated, but they just started coming to me. Like it just cracks me up. I feel like all of us have a thing that we run from. And a lot of times, in my experience, that thing is the thing that your inner child loves to do most. It's the thing that helps you express yourself the most. It's the thing that makes you feel alive, that helps you expel your energy, that makes you feel creative and connected and embodied, right? And for me, it just happens to be dance. And it just cracks me up because I know so many people who have been pursuing dance their entire lives. Their entire lives, they've been trying to figure it out and they've just been beating themselves to death, like trying to become the thing that they want to be. And it's hard for them. It's hard for them in this capacity. I feel like their genius is in other areas, but like they're pursuing dance and they're putting in the work and it's paying off, right? Over time, you're going to get good at something if you're focused on it, right? But for me, I feel like I've always taken my natural ability for granted. And now I think I'm done doing that. I think I'm ready to recognize that this is my shit. Like, and even if I'm not the best dancer in the world, I am a natural born mover. I'm a natural born shaker. I'm a natural born performer, bro. And so being on this team has helped me like really appreciate the fact that I am all those things. And people have been telling me this my entire life. And it took me 30 years to nod my head and be like, yeah, I think you're right. I Yeah, I can see it now. And that's so silly and I feel so silly, but I think I haven't had the space to hold that truth until now. I haven't had the self-confidence until now. I haven't had the clarity, the clear vision. I've always been clouded by my own self-judgment and my own comparison to like the people who I deem good dancers or good performers or whatever. But like maturing is recognizing that that's true for me too, just in a different way. And so, going back to leaving the competition and just I feel like the whole year just flooded before my eyes and I was just thinking about how proud I was of how I showed up day after day, hour after hour. Like I bled consistently. I sweated consistently. I showed up with the same attitude. I showed up with gratitude. For every single practice for 9 months, I tried my damnedest. I squeezed the training out of the sessions that we had, and there were a couple days, more than a couple. I hit a wall about November. From August to November, I was like, go, 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 go. Yes, 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 yes. And November hit, and I hit a wall of like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm tired. I'm sad, girl. Like it's time. It's winter time. It's time for me to rest. It's time for me to recalibrate. It's time for me to rejuvenate. And that just wasn't on the table. Like this program was relentless. This program required excellence. It required due diligence. It required my attention and my presence all the way from August through this past Saturday, through May 24th, probably August 24th through May 24th, like the entirety of a school year. It demanded my attention and my effort and my blood, sweat, and tears. And that's not something I've done in my adult life. I used to do that when I was a child, when I was in junior high, high school, college, before I had like a fully fledged personality or boundaries or ideas about myself. And now that I'm an adult, like, I could have just been like, I'm out, I'm good. I think I'm gonna go rest now. Like, call me in 6 months when I've like really processed what the hell just happened. But instead I pushed through because my ultimate goal was to be this champion. And I mean, really that was just the cherry on top. My ultimate goal was to train and get get into my body again and to really explore this thing of dance that I've been avoiding for, half a decade or more up until this point. And I did that. And I also was like, seeking community, and I wanted more dance friends. I wanted to be around people who understood dance the way that I understood it, who understand it the way that I understand it, who have been on teams, who haven't been on teams, like who love it the way that I love it. And I just hadn't found that in this like hip hop space or in this industry level of dance kind of space. And I found that with Team Athena. And I just knew, I was like, if I stop now, I'm gonna be pissed. And so in this journey, I'm tying it all back around. I promise. I promise. I'm not just yapping. But in this journey, something that has come up that I've had to face is my relationship to excellence, right? My relationship to like the word excellence, the expectation of what the word excellence means. Because my coach, one of my coaches, like she is very driven by this concept of excellence is always the goal. And I think for me as a recovering people pleaser, I hear that and I'm immediately turned off. And I've been trying to explore why. And I think it is because I conflate excellence or the word excellence with the word perfection. Like in my mind, I think in order to be excellent, I need to be the absolute best. I need to be the master of my craft. I need to be better than everybody else. I need to be the best mover, the best performer, the best this, the best that. And recently, as I was thinking about it, I actually came across this Instagram post, right? Of all things, I came across this Instagram post trolling on the internet one day. And it said this. It was by this I don't know if she's a creator. I don't follow her, but I've seen a couple of her things pop up on my algorithm. Her name is at Ayanda Stood. Ayanda Stood. I think that's her Instagram name. And it was this slide, this like, carousel, and it said, "You didn't come here to be perfect. You came here to be generous. Excellence is not performance. It's devotion. Let your effort be your offering. Let your love be your legacy. You are already the standard." And when I read that, I said, right, that's what it is. Excellence is not you being perfect. Excellence is all the small stepping stones on the way. It's your devotion to the craft. It's your attention to detail. It's the tilling of the soil. It's the showing up every day, day in and day out, and putting the same effort forth. In being in pursuit. Excellence is being in pursuit of meeting a standard that you've set, that has been set, right? And it's trying. It is the effort itself that makes you excellent. And when I read this, I was like, yes, 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 because that is what I've been doing. That is what I believe I've been setting out to do, is the showing up to every practice and giving my best effort, right? And knowing that if it's not a good practice, it still counted because I showed up. And I didn't just show up and flip flop around and kind of like pussyfoot, like the movements and kind of like, and give up, right? Like be there, but not be all in. I've been showing up, I've been all in. And I think that sets like the people who do that, like the people of the world who show up with their best effort, even if you're not good at it, even if you haven't mastered it, like there's an excellence in the effort that I think makes it count. It's the pursuit of the thing with your full heart, full dedication, full devotion that is the offering leading you to excellence. And I can't sit here and say like I'm excellent at the craft of dance, but what I can say, the thing that I've proven to myself is that I have been in pursuit of excellence through my devotion. I am an excellent student. I am an excellent teammate. I am an excellent learner, right? Like, because maybe it's because I'm 30 and I have like a different perspective than some of the younger girls, but I know what it's like to have a shitty coach or a shitty teacher. Like, I know what it's like to be on a team where people aren't trying, right? And those teams were not excellent. But the teams that I've been on where there is full effort, full devotion, full attention to detail, full care, full love for the thing, whether it's the team or the craft or the routine, like those teams are excellent. And it doesn't even matter if they get first place or not. On this team, we did get first place. The devotion paid off, the care, the attention to detail, the effort, that paid off as a first place win, which is seen as excellence in the grander scheme from like the outside looking in. But what's funny is that the internal functionality of the team, like my coaches are still going to be like, well, it's us versus us. Like next year we need to do better. We need to beat ourselves. Right. It's like the winning doesn't make you excellent. The outside opinions don't make you excellent. It's the way that you operate. It's the way that you show up. And I love the piece in here that says, let your effort be your offering. Let your love be your legacy. And honestly, like that right there is what makes me emotional, is that I realize that like, it's not really being known for my excellence isn't really something that motivates me or that I really care about. But being known as somebody who shows up, being known for the love that I put into the things that I do, oh, it makes me emotional. Like that is my goal. That will always be my goal, whether it's in dance or work or friendship or partnership. Like I want nothing more than for love to be my legacy. I want to let my effort be my legacy, to let my effort be my offering and to let my love be my legacy, because I just can't think of anything more powerful. I can't think of anything more valuable that I can add to the world, because it's not really what I do, right? It's like it's that cliche of like nobody really remembers what you say, but they remember how you made them feel. And I know how me showing up has been making me feel. It's making me emotional thinking about it. I'm just so proud. Like I'm just so proud to be able to offer the love that I have. To be in a position in life where I have love to offer. I wasn't always here, bro. Like this was not always on the table. Like this did not come easy. This came with a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication and devotion to my healing. Like that's where this came from first. Like that's where I practiced first, and then I took those skills from doing the work of self and then doing the work in relationship, and now I can do the work in community. Like I've kind of just been slowly over time expanding outward. I had to be internal for a very long time. There was a lot of things I had to do. I read a lot of books. I listened to a lot of podcasts. I sat with myself and I asked myself a lot of questions, and I cried a lot. And I blamed myself a lot, and I had a lot of guilt and a lot of shame. And that was what I worked through first. And then I planted the seed of love inside me, and I've been watering that for the last couple years. And then those seeds, I had an overflow, and then I planted them in my family, and I planted them in my friends, and I've been watering those seeds of love. And then I planted them in my past relationship, and I watered those seeds. And I hope that even though I'm not still with that person, like that they continue to water that seed of love. You know what I mean? And now I'm in a space where I have so much love to give that I'm just like, you get some love, you get some love, you get some love. And it's crazy because now that that's on the table, like those people are watering me. And that's what I was like so looking forward to in this experience. And it's making me really emotional because that's exactly what I got. I'm having that love reflected back to me. So it's not so hard. It's not so hard anymore to like create it, you know? I still have this well of this like this spring of water, this well of love that's like flowing through me. And so like there's an overflow that I can share, and there's like even if I'm not getting it back from others, like I still have it inside of me, and that's something I'm really proud of. And so like even though I've kind of using this dance scene and this dance experience as like the mechanism in which I'm seeing it reflected back to me, like it's just really cool to physically see how my effort and my love has manifested, and then to look back and just see where I came from. And even if nobody else thinks that, sees my love as a legacy, like I see it, like I feel it. And whether other people are aware of it or not, like I can see how giving that love to others is bettering them. Even if I don't get my flowers, even if like I find so much joy in pouring into these people, because I mean, at the end of the day, everything we do is selfish to a small degree, but like there's positive ways to be selfish and negative ways to be selfish. And I think sharing love and giving gifts and pouring into people to help them feel better, if that makes me feel good too, that's a win-win for me, baby. So that's just something I've been thinking about. Is just I'm kind of I say all that to kind of say I'm not afraid of the word excellence anymore. I think I'm kind of healing my relationship with the word excellence, because when I was younger, excellence meant perfection. Excellence meant no rest. Excellence meant I have to go, go, go and push, push, push and be better and better and better and better and better to fulfill some kind of weird validation from the world and from myself that never came. Whereas now, when I reframe excellence through this lens of devotion and effort and offering, it feels so much more expansive. It feels so much more like it's not something I have to do. It's something that I'm already doing. It's something that I am. I already am just a full out person. I already am devoted to excellence because that's just in my nature. I mean, whether it's my Virgo Mars or my, whether it's my astrology or just the way I was raised, being a military brat, or just having a respect for things that comes to me innately, I am in pursuit of excellence all the time because I care. Because I care a lot, and I don't know where that care comes from, but I have it. And I think most of us care. I talk about how they say, there's that saying where it's like, you don't become an artist because you're good at art. You become an artist because you have taste, and you get frustrated with yourself when your taste doesn't match your talent. And that's been my whole experience with dance, is that, a lot of times my talent hasn't matched my taste, but I do have talent. I might not be on tour with Doechii or whatever, but I know that if I put in the effort and the work, like to make it to do that, I could probably get somewhere close. And that's a whole other topic for another day, of like me not wanting to pursue things professionally for I don't want to be treated like cattle. I don't want to be judged for a living, yada, yada. But I am devoted to my craft now. I'm devoted to myself. I'm devoted to love. Ultimately, I'm devoted to love. And I just really hope that that comes across, by doing this podcast, by sharing my story, by being a person in the world that people can come to, by showing up in integrity, like by treating people with respect and love. And yeah. And I know I'm probably rambling, but hopefully some of that lands. Hopefully some of that helps you and helps you see that you don't have to be perfect at something to be devoted to it, right? And when you're devoted to something, you're going to get better at it. It's going to take time and you're going to get frustrated because there's that whole learning curve. When you first start something, you have this you overestimate your skill and talent. And then once you are actually pretty good at it, you start being like, well, I'm not that great because so-and-so over here. And then that gets into the whole, comparison's the thief of joy. And I think, and if I'm being honest, I think back to my performance at World of Dance literally, 3 days ago on Saturday. And I went back and I watched that video and the whole routine, every time I watch it, I just fall more and more in love with it. Like the energy, the concept, the mix, like everything is just it's like chef's kiss. But my performance in that, if I'm being totally honest, not my best performance. And in the past, I think when I was younger and I was more focused on comparison and perfection and being the best, like if I would have done the exact same performance when I was younger and had the same mindset, I would have crashed out. I would have been like, wow, I really suck. Like I really thought I was doing something that looked way better than that, Like but now I'm maybe I'm older, maybe I'm wiser, but now I just, with this concept of let your effort be your legacy, like, and also like excellence is not performance, excellence is devotion. I know I've performed that routine probably 10 other times that looked like 14,000 times better than what I did at the actual time that it counted. And I know that. So it's, if I think about that too much, it bums me out, right? It makes me think like, damn, like why couldn't I have figured it out? Why on stage was it not a good performance? But I've done it other times and it was better. But it still got first place in the eyes of other people. And in my mind, that counts for something because I showed up in all those other practices and did my best, that on my bad day, it was still pretty good, you know? And all things considered, it's like moving forward, my goal now in dance and just in my devotion towards the excellence in dance is that in my perfect world, on my worst day, I still impress myself, right? Because just because other people think that you got first place doesn't mean that you got first place in your heart. You know what I mean? Like only you know what your best is. And this is where I hold space and grace for myself because I had food poisoning the week before our performance and I started my period the day before and I have this groin injury and this neck injury and my whole body is beaten and bruised up. And all those things considered, I still went on stage. I did my best. I did exactly what I rehearsed to the best of my ability. And that's something I can be proud of, So it's not that I'm not proud, but I also have the discernment to know that that wasn't my best performance. And it still was pretty good. And I can go to sleep at night knowing that because I showed up in devotion to every practice, because I showed up and gave my best effort every practice, that what I did on stage was an earnest, honest attempt. And I will have no regrets about that. I'm bummed out that I'm not going to know what it's like to perform at World of Dance while I'm ovulating, because that's a different kind of power for a woman. If you know, you know. But I did my best, and that's all I can ask for. So, and I did it with love, and I did it with care, and I did it with enthusiasm, and I did it with my maximum effort that I had available to me. And I will continue to do that for the rest of my life. It's frustrating when my maximum effort doesn't meet my taste or my expectation, but again, it's excellence. What does it say? Excellence is not performance, it's devotion. You didn't come here to be perfect, you came here to be generous. And my hope is that the generosity isn't for nothing, that the love isn't for nothing. And it's not for nothing for me. My hope is just that somebody else gets something else out of it. And yeah, and I'm just really proud. I'm really proud of the team that I've been a part of. I'm really proud of the way I've shown up. I'm really proud of adult me for pursuing this thing that little Cara has wanted to do her entire life. And also, I'm proud of the fact that I've followed this through. You guys, I need to talk about for a second, okay, the power of manifestation. Okay, I know this word gets thrown around all the time, but my roommate brought up to me. She said, Cara, you won World of Dance with this team, and you literally wrote that down back in August, and you did that shit. And she's not wrong. And I was like, you're so right. Like, I made this list. Okay, I framed this. If you're watching on YouTube, check it out. I made this ghetto little, paper with marker little poster thing with all the things I wanted to manifest or all the things I wanted to accomplish in the next year. And I wrote this in August. And mind you, it's only May. Okay. I have never done this before. I've heard people make manifestation boards. I've heard people write stuff down. I've journaled. I've manifested lots of things. I've brought lots of things into fruition throughout my life through effort and devotion and, a lot of luck and finger crossing. But when I tell you, there's only 2 things on this list I haven't accomplished in the last 8 months. And again, it goes back to dance. Every time I dance, my life makes more sense. And one of them is, I'm going to read them in order of when I manifested them. I wrote this list down 2 days before I auditioned for Team, or 1 week before I auditioned for Team Athena. Number 1 on my list, Team Athena. Number 2 on my list, World of Dance Champion. 3, healthy, strong dance body. 4, creatively fulfilled. 5, financial freedom. 6, car paid off. 7, inner and outer peace of mind. 8, published my first book. 9, healed body, mind, spirit. 10, promotion at work and more fun. 11, $18,000 of debt paid off. 12, thriving community who love and support me in my dreams. 13, successful podcast. No, those were not in order, so I actually lied to you about that. But literally got in a car crash in March. Loophole, right? This is how manifestation works. Sometimes it's got a little bit of humor blocked in. But that my car got paid off, and I had to get a new car. And that cracked me up when I put that together. Team Athena literally auditioned and made the team a week after I wrote this down. Healthy, strong dance body. I have never been more fit and healthy in my entire life than I am right now. Okay, and part of that is because I'm 9 weeks sugar sober, right? I've been training for World of Dance. I can say with full confidence, I have never been healthier, stronger in my body and have more dance in my body than I do right now. World of Dance champion, check. Took me 8 months, but we did it, baby. I as soon as I wrote that down, I knew it was going to come to fruition. I mean, it's always a gamble, but I just knew it. Successful podcast. I wasn't doing my podcast 8 months ago. And then, a couple weeks ago, I just decided, let's just do it again. Is it successful in terms of the outside reality with people listening and stuff? I don't know, but it's successful because I'm doing it, because I wanted to do it. And I'm only going to assume that it's going to get more and more successful. We'll see. Let me know in the comments. Thriving community who love and support me in my dreams. Literally a week ago, I posted photos on my Instagram of the photo shoot that we took for my dance team. And when I tell you, I got 50 comments of women just boosting the shit out of me, just talking about how much they love me and how gorgeous I am and how they love my energy. And I'm like, I did not have that. I mean, people have always been very sweet to me, but in terms of the amount of people who have been showing up for me, I've never experienced it in my life until now, in this way. And I'm like, it took me 8 months, but we're out here, and it's women, and I fucking love women. $18,000 of debt paid off. Haven't quite got that down, but we've got about half. So I still have till August to figure out the rest of this, but we'll see. We're on track. promotion at work and more fun. Since I wrote this, I didn't have the job I have now until October. And that was fully in office, 9 to 5, the most money I've ever made. And the promotion, I work remote now. So just from since August, I've gotten a dream job working remote so I can do whatever I want. It's amazing. I'm like, I can't make this shit up. I had no idea how I was going to bring any of this to fruition, but it always comes in ways and times you never really understand. But anyway, the last couple, healed body, mind, spirit. Absolutely. Like, I've never been more at peace, like, in my life. And I'm so excited to, like, be more creatively fulfilled, which creatively fulfilled is literally on this list. Inner and outer peace of mind. The only thing I haven't done on here, and we still have time, is publish my first book. And I've started telling people that I'm an author, and I don't know why I'm doing that, because I've never written a book in my life. I have no idea what my book is, but I think it's got something to do with this podcast. I think it's got something to do with my story and with the things I've learned. And, to kind of wrap this up, I'm saying all this because I'm just reflecting on, like, what life has been like for the last 9-10 years. Like, I'm about to turn 30. I'm about to close the chapter of my 20s. And, whether you believe in astrology or not, like, whether you believe in the Saturn returns or whatever, like, turning 30, it changes things. Like, you change as a person from 28 to 30. And whether, sometimes it's for the worse, sometimes it's for the better. And I reflect back on all the shit that I've done and all the work I've done and all the conversations I've had with myself and with the people I love and with people I've had falling outs with. And I just am really proud of, like, the fact that even if I haven't known what the hell I'm doing, I keep trucking along. And whether I'm in the pursuit of excellence or not, like, I'm in the pursuit of health and happiness. And I've gotten there by way of relationship and connection and dance. And I'm just so thankful and grateful for the patience and the grace and the trust and the respect and the surrender. If I'm taking anything into my 30s that I learned from my 20s, it's surrender and keep working. Let go of how you get to where you want to go and continue to till the soil, to water the seeds, to love, to be generous. Continue those things, because that's what's going to get you where you want to go. You might not get it in the way you think, but you're going to get what you want and what you need, and more importantly, and just surrender to that. And let your love be your legacy. Let your generosity speak for itself. Let your effort be your legacy. Just keep going, keep trying, and be patient, and do it with love. That's all I got for you guys. I'll talk to you next week. Love you. Bye. I almost forgot. If you like this episode, please like, subscribe, share this with your friends, leave a comment below which parts resonated, which parts didn't. I would love to hear from you guys. If you want to email the podcast with questions, comments, concerns, maybe some advice, you can email at perfectionunfoldingpod@gmail.com. Or you could visit the website. We've got a place you could submit comments there. Check out the merch on the website. I'm really, really proud of the merch. I wear my own merch like daily. It just feels like this shield of protection around me at all times, because I make everything with love, and I'm just excited to have you here. You can follow the pod at perfectionunfoldingpod on Instagram, or follow me at Cara G. Campbell if you want to stay updated on all my shenanigans. Check out my dance life, do whatever you want. I'm also open to coaching. If you are interested in a one-on-one session, email me at perfectionunfoldingpod@gmail.com. I would love to work with you. I'd love to be a listening ear, give advice, whatever you need. Like, let's just link up. Honestly, I'm trying to just build community and live my best life and bring you along the ride with me. So, love you, and we'll talk soon. Okay, bye.